Hello and welcome to another episode of the Horny Football Podcast. Here's a quick look at what's coming up this week in episode 6. We're going to be taking a look back at all the Premier League action from match week 7, including Tottenham Hotspur's dramatic and controversial victory over Liverpool, Aston Villa's impressive win at home to Brighton, and we're also going to take a look at both Manchester clubs as they suffer shock defeats, as well as all the other action from the Premier League this weekend. So strap yourselves in, it's going to be a good one. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Horny Football Podcast. So starting out at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, lads, VAR, it's made a nightmare error from VAR. It cost Liverpool, we'd say, against Spurs. Oshie, we'll start with you now. VAR has been on the brink of total collapse now, I'd say, for the last season. This mistake now is just kind of just throwing the whole thing into complete disarray.
Yeah, I think quite literally we have touched on it every single week that we've done this podcast, and it seems to be getting worse. The decisions seem to be getting more and more outrageous. By no stretch of the imagination do I like Liverpool, but I have to say they were completely shafted for that goal. Even the most heinous of haters of Liverpool will admit that. And then when the audio came out there yesterday, listening to it too, it makes it even worse in a way, because you hear the mistake, you hear the conversation, you hear the assistant VAR going like, "Fucking hell, are you okay with this?" You know, like they just weren't paying attention. The communication, like as I said, like it's not so much of a lack of communication; it's the wrong use of wordology of the communication. You know, you should be stopping the referee, calling his name, saying, "Listen, you can award the goal. It's all good." All he says is, "Yeah, perfect, check complete." Like that's not enough. Like, so is there a training element to this? Is that just a misfire on that very one instant? It's crazy, but it's been building up, and it's getting worse before it gets better. So what do they do? Do they go back to the drawing board? Do they scrap it for a few weekends? I don't know.
Well, now, Aaron, go on to you now, because we were saying in the group chat that they should have done this, should have done that. But they were saying on Sky Sports that the referees are very limited in what they can do after an incident like that happens. So, like, the boys were saying on Sky Sports that if the referee had just turned around, if he heard in his ear, like, oh, they got it wrong, even after the free kick's been taken, and he went over to the managers and been like, "Look, VAR got it wrong. This is what we're going to do. We're going to stop play. We're going to give the goal, or we're going to let Liverpool score a goal." Like, but then apparently the FA are incredibly strict on stuff like that. So is that a need? That comes down to, it needs to change from the top down. Like, there need to be changes in the rules that they have surrounding the whole game in general, and not just VAR.
Yeah, 100%. That's like, it's a very long-winded way of explaining it, but at the end of the day, the rules need to change. If VAR is going to make mistakes like that, and the on-field ref can't go back and change his decision, then there's no point in having VAR at all, because human error is very possible. It's always going to happen in everything that we do. So if the ref gets told in his ear that, there's a situation here where we have got them called wrong, they should be able to go back and change it. It should be a new rule. Like Klopp saying that the game needs to be replayed, I think it's just a bit of anger he took out today, maybe in the interview, but he's the only person that said it. At the end of the day, the rule just needs to change, and that's really it.
Johnny, this business now of PGMOL coming out with apologies, like, it's kind of, in a way, it's not really helping the situation. It kind of makes it, in my opinion anyways, it makes it a bit worse, in my opinion. Like, obviously they need to come out and do something, but I think
they should say nothing, really. What's the point? I already know you're wrong. And, like, you don't want to give Klopp the ammunition. He's going to be fucking whinging for the next year and a half out anyway. Yeah. So why bother giving him ammunition? Like, it doesn't help it. Like, the two boys are clearly not watching the game in the VAR room. When they're hear them talking, you hear them talking. That's not a conversation that goes on if you're watching that game.
Yeah.
No way you're watching the game like, and that conversation goes on. There couldn't be. There's no way. But so I don't know. They're probably doing more harm than good just coming out and apologising. What's the point? And when they're not apologising, why not apologise for all of them? Why are you only saying it for some mistakes then? Why is it not across the board? And why was it like straight away? So
yeah,
I'm not sure where you go with it, but at the same time, it is quite hilarious. Like, fuck Liverpool, delighted for them. It's hilarious having them.
Oh yeah, it's
Fuck
hilarious.
them.
But like, you know, it was
Fuck them, like.
we've seen instances. We're going to you, Rob. We've seen instances where a team gets punished, or we'll say gets a wrong call from VAR in one game. Then the next game they get a very, you know, dubious call in their favour. Next game, Rob, can Liverpool expect cheap penalty or something next game? Or
they get a cheap penalty nearly every week. Yeah, they always fucking get a cheap penalty or something. Like Curtis Jones, like the goal is wrongfully disallowed, but fuck them, like it's about time. We've gotten a hell of a lot less decisions ever since Klopp started giving out about us getting all the decisions last year. We've been on a steady decline of getting decisions.
Who's us now? Real Madrid.
Fucking Man United, man. If you watch the last episode, you fucking prick.
All right.
He doesn't watch the podcast, that fella.
Yeah, not subscribed.
I think
he bought his hair as well.
Of course I do.
Curtis Jones is rightfully sent off. Anyways,
That's
that
definitely a
was
red card.
it's annoying for it to happen for you. It is annoying when it happens when it's for your team. Yeah, he's useless. Like, but yeah, it's annoying. But yeah, I'm just delighted it was Liverpool. Couldn't have happened to a worse bunch of cunts. Like, but it's annoying. But they won't get anything for free because like not more than they usually get anyways. It's like how often do the Salah dive anyways? As good as a player he is, he's still a fucking diving prick. Like, and he's an awful prick as well for committing a foul and putting his hands up and saying, you know, I didn't do anything. Like, and giving up to the ref. Like, he's awful for it as well. So
you're obviously talking about the foul he did on Donny or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Just the whole time. Not even one in particular. Just he does it the whole time, and he tries to get away with it. But he's a fraud. But we move on.
But going back to VAR, there's definitely huge issues. I don't know how you solve it. You really don't know, because do you go to more educating? But I don't know how you educate for that. And then do you go to rules? Okay, well, how far into the game then do you say there's a mistake? Let's say there's a mistake. So how far along can you go until the next ball goes out of play? What if there's a goal scored? Then what? Or do you know what I mean? Like, so it is tough. It's all grey.
The half yellow, half red card in rugby is maybe
that's a really good rule.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Brilliant.
Go along there.
See, the problem that they have is if it's a soccer player that's on the yellow, they stay on the field. Where it's rugby, they're off the field.
I know, yeah, but
they can't have a yellow.
Is there a way to implement that into the jam?
Like, I don't know how. Like, for so long, we're looking for a Hawkeye or a TMO in soccer, and eventually bring in VAR, and they've made everything worse.
Yeah, and you actually nailed the head there. We've been calling for this for years. Like, GA brought in hockey before we've had the VAR, and obviously rugby's had a TMO for the last 20 years. So like it's one of those things where you think of the Premier League, the stature, the money that they have behind them, that they can't develop or utilize other sports. Kind of video technology. Like the point came across there as well. I heard the day after the match that they were saying that the Premier League clubs voted against the World Cup system, or their usage of the offside rule, the semi-automated offside rule, which clearly worked in the World Cup, is being used currently in the Champions League. It's working.
Yes, that's what I was going to just say.
Yeah. So why not? Yeah. So why not use that? Why go against it? So their excuse was that it would not dilute the game, but it would die out in the game, or it wouldn't evolve quick enough. But clearly, what they're doing now isn't the right strength of adaptation to VAR. So the onus is on the clubs first of all, but then there is the other side too, like the Premier Leagues. There's all other elements. There's not enough cameras. Like, you see the way we all see the video and audio for VAR for that exact moment. Like, even at that, the camera angle shown is at an angle. It's like whatever way you may look at it. Obviously, it was offside, but they should have more cameras in place to catch every element of a pitch, like rugby.
How does rugby get a much more sport that have had it for years as well?
Exactly.
Like, how can they make a decision as to where a ball is under fucking 10 lads in a ruck? Exactly. Whereas it takes lads like 4 minutes to see if a ball is out of play or across the line or something. Like, the worst thing about it all is how long they take to make a decision. That kills me. Straight away, we'll see the replay. I'm like, yeah, there it is. Straight away. 10 seconds.
I'd rather the long decision time than the wrong decision.
Definitely.
Just as long as they reach the right decision.
Exactly.
But the problem is
the fact they're taking so long and it's still wrong,
But you know what they should do is, in these moments of time when they're doing this, take their time, stop the clock.
Yeah, stop the clock. I don't know.
Stop the clock during these moments. Whatever is about whatever about
Defenses as well.
going out for throws and fouls and all this. When it comes to moments like these offsides or these clinical red card moments, stop the clock. That'll eliminate the prolonged extra time that's been
100%.
added, but it also gives the referees and the TMOs and us as the people a correct understanding of the decision that's being made and give to the right conclusion. It's very simple.
Absolutely. Yeah, and another thing rugby does well is that you hear all of it. So let's say...
in real time, yeah.
Even Saturday. Now, Saturday doesn't get any better, like, even if you hear it. But on any other occasion, you can say, okay, well, I can understand why he came to that decision. Like, human error is one thing, and once you can understand, okay, well, I see how he could see that, then you're like, okay, fuck it. They went against us, but I can understand that. When you don't know what's being talked about for 2 days later, it doesn't make it right, and do you know what I mean? It doesn't. If you could hear that in open play, just like in rugby, you're like, okay, well, I can see where he's coming from. I can understand it, and that takes so much away from it then too, because it brings us all into it. It doesn't have to be this
secretive little thing that they're
to come out two, 3 days later.
And it's so bad.
But then they start releasing it after, so it's like, why not get us all in on it?
Yeah,
if you're going to release it afterwards,
total transparency.
Just have it, because then that takes a bit of pressure off themselves too. Like, geez, we all know mistakes happen. It happens all the time. We watch players make mistakes, everything across the board, and they're not even that well paid refs. So, like, you could understand that the quality maybe isn't in there. That's another conversation. But mistakes are going to happen. So why not bring everyone in on it?
It's funny how they were talking, like, when they realised the mistake, how they were talking about it. Just a bunch of lads that are shitting bricks, like.
It was
so amateurish,
but you could tell how casual it started off, and then it was the assistant VAR saying, "But the online decision offside, are you okay with this?" And like, he repeated that 3 times before they copped on to what he was saying, and then they were like, "Oh fuck!" And then he was on about some guy was calling it like stop the game, and then it was like, "Oh, it's too far gone." There was so much wrong with that, as Johnny said earlier on. Whatever they were watching, they mustn't have been paying full attention, because otherwise they would have seen that it was the on-field decision was for offside. It was the keeper said in the audio, check for offside. That's what he said. Check for offside. And then he said, then the VAR said, checking for offside, whatever it was, he said. And then it's like, yeah, perfect, check complete. You know, so they're clearing it up.
Your man made the decision before the lines were in place. That's what he did.
And then
he said, "Do you want to see the picture?"
Yeah, exactly. So
would you not then say the lines should always be used or never used? Do you know why? That's a really good point. He made a decision that before the lines were used, and then they didn't use them almost. So it's like,
I couldn't believe when I was watching the match that there was.
Because we were saying in chat, we were like, "How was that like?" We said it almost instantly. Like, where are the lines? It was like, it took like, 15 seconds, not even. And we were like, what? Like, how is that legit? Like, we straight away.
From the play without lines that it was on.
Yeah, that was clearly on.
Because you can see the lines on the pitch as well. This is the thing. You can see the lines on the pitch.
Common sense, you're like, that's 100% onside.
So
it's funny because if any of us is at work or anything, and you're looking at, and someone asks your boss or someone asks you, is that okay? And they ask you 3 times. Even if you think it's okay, you're like, you know what? It's probably not.
I don't see the issue there. But the thing is, he had made the decision. He gave the ref the decision before. He'd done it straight away. It was already done. Yeah, so, are you happy with that? Are you happy with that? The decision's already made.
Yeah, exactly.
They made fucking balls.
The complete, absolute hands of it. But look, I suppose the only thing we can say is, like, they have to take this now, whatever about going on for the last 14 apologies of the last 2 seasons. This one they need to take seriously. Like, they need to be working on this 12 hours a day up until Saturday, and I hope they have done since Monday, because if they don't get this right by this weekend, by Saturday at 12:30, if something happens this weekend, even to the half of the scale of what happened this weekend, they'll have to scrap it. There'll be no choice but to scrap it. They'll have to. So look, we have to just wait and see, but the term trust the process is gone now. They have to they have to get that trust back, because at the moment there isn't a sinner on the planet or in England anyway, in Ireland, for those who wanted VAR and didn't want VAR. There can't be anyone, surely not, that anyone thinks the VAR is working at this moment in time, because I was for VAR and now I don't.
Like, it just ruins the game. Like, you can't really fucking celebrate a goal.
You can't celebrate any goal.
You have to wait.
Unless
unless it's like it's a free kick or a penalty or something like that, like 100%. But most times it goes to VAR reviews, and you can't, it takes that passion out of it because, like, we'll say, there's been so many instances where, players scored and wheeled away and everyone's celebrating, and then it takes, a couple of seconds later until it's come to to be known that VAR actually is taking a look at something. And you're like, so what the fuck could they be taking a look at? And then they find like little things to like nitpick and stuff like that. Like, it just totally sucks the joy out of games and out of goals.
Absolutely. I think you look at like over the course of a weekend, there's going to be so many fouls and decisions that like refs are bound to get some wrong. Like, because even like say we're all United fans or Arsenal fans, so even say back in the game, a ref could have given a decision. Either side is going to be wrong. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Even as fair as it possibly could be, either side is going to be wrong more than likely. So there's bound to be a wrong decision. The problem with VAR is got so fucked and so far down the line. Like Oisin said, it will get something wrong this weekend. You're guaranteed it will, just because of the nature of it and how bad it is. So I don't know what you do with it. I'm not sure how you go for. Like, you can't just scrap it now. You can't. You can't
just scrap it. It's too late.
Yeah. When are these so-called thicker lines coming in? Because that would help, I would say.
I thought that was coming in this year. I don't know.
Is it being trialled somewhere? What's the crack? Because that would really help, genuinely.
It's being trialled in Holland in Division 2 and then somewhere else in Europe. I think Poland. Yeah, I know. They've been trialled out there.
The championship.
The championship. Like, why fucking Holland Division 2?
I don't know. I
think Holland Division 1, like, they might fucking...
That would make a big difference anyway, I think, because it would stop all this toe and fucking... armpit bullshit,
and that also then might raise something too. If you're like, maybe it doesn't, but if you're trialing it, say it's Holland Division 2, I don't know what the quality will be. I can't see it being fantastic.
Yeah,
but the speed of the game is nowhere.
Division 1 isn't.
The things that are happening are nowhere the same. So it's like, I don't know if that's a fair trial of something that works. The championship would be a fantastic trial. Now maybe they won't because there's too much on the line, the championship, but I'm not sure how that would be a fair trial.
Too many games as well. Like,
clubs can't afford it. Maybe
46
maybe
games.
That's it, and I can understand that too. But yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's enough of VAR for now because it's not going to get better anytime soon. All right. So moving on into the actual game itself, Tottenham 2-1 winners. Liverpool, we touched on it last week. Liverpool have kind of been in this routine of conceding goals and then coming back and winning the games, but they've gotten lucky the last couple of games. Don't get me wrong. Even in Europa League there last week, they got super lucky. They had to bring on all their big hitters. Spurs weren't even that great, and they haven't been great for the last 3 games. The Sheffield game, they got away with it. Arsenal, they got away with it. This game, they 100% got away with it. Everyone's kind of jumping on the Spurs bandwagon, like, Ange Postecoglou has fast-tracked the process, all this kind of nonsense. Like, Spurs have had a pretty decent enough draw so far to start the league, but I just feel like people are just hyping them to the max just because they got a few results. Arsenal should have bet them. I know we weren't at our best, but we weren't at our best, and Spurs apparently were unbelievable and still couldn't beat us. So I just think Spurs are in for a bit of a rude awakening in the coming weeks. They have an easy enough schedule now, like for the next 2 or 3 games, but after that, they're going to come crashing back down to earth, 100%. Like, people who are putting them up as potential title contenders can fuck right off.
And that's the way the nature of it. It does become very quickly. We get onto this kind of bandwagon. It's like, they're unbelievable, and these things. Like, they have played some pretty good football. It has been a good match, but like you said, they have been lucky. They should have lost that game. Fair being fair, like, Liverpool were the better team. There's no doubt about that the other day. But you do have to get your luck all the same. So whether they come crashing down the earth, I don't know if it's going to happen like that. Will they stay at this pace? No, I don't think they will. I don't think they will at all. But yeah, the thing of everyone kind of jumping on the bandwagon and stuff, that happens. That's the English kind of Premier League for you. It kind of happens every couple of games. Team gets into a run of form, and they have the story of Ange coming in, and they've had some big wins, the big United, and the draw against Arsenal was a huge result, considering, say, where you were last year and for what you were aiming for, compared to what they were last year and what they're possibly aiming for this year. So, I don't see them, like, they're not title contenders, that silliness, like, but they're definitely contenders for top 4. There's no doubt about that. I don't think at this stage, even looking at some of the form of some of the other teams.
Yeah, like, there's not too many better teams than them at the moment because everyone else is so bad, not because Spurs are so good. We'd have Liverpool realistically better than them, Arsenal better than them, City better than them. Then you're thinking United definitely not better than them right now. Chelsea obviously not. Villa not far from them. Brighton not as good. Newcastle maybe up there with them. Like it's a whole different kind of turnout, you know.
I kind of disagree. I think they're doing well.
Yeah,
they're doing well. No, they're doing well.
I don't think I agree with it. Well, that's true. I don't think I agree with the fact that with Dan that they've gotten away with a few things lately. They have in some instances, there's no denying, but they've played some brilliant football.
Yeah.
You know,
James Maddison's impact on the team.
Yeah, it's just
Madison's been fantastic. Yeah,
losing Harry Kane too.
It's insane what he's
do
doing.
all this without Harry Kane gone.
Yeah,
and he's like we've been saying over the last few weeks. It's like he's worn the jersey. He's wearing the jersey like he's had it for years. He's been playing with them like he's born to play with them. Yeah, exactly. So
other teams
yeah, exactly. I think look, I said it last week. It is a moment in time for them. You know, it is a moment in time, but now they've got 2 or 3 good games where they can rack up a few points, get some more confidence, get some goals in there. They've kept Maddison fit. I don't know what's happening with Son. I think he came off injured against Liverpool, but it could have been precautionary.
Well, he has been coming off early for Spurs the last couple of games.
Yeah, so they need to. They just need to keep those 2 fit as much as possible.
I think it's inevitable Maddison's going to get injured, though. He's been here.
Exactly.
He's been taking a few knocks here and there. Yeah.
Hasn't he got an injury in the last couple of years? I'm not sure if that
he's been yellow. He's been yellow on fantasy football for the last fucking month.
Yeah. And he jarred his knee. Like, that didn't look fucking nice either.
Yeah. No, that did look nasty. But he did play on for...
you got up and went on. Yeah.
So, look, I think Spurs are doing well. I think Liverpool will feel hard done by. I hate this bullshit of people saying that Jones fella didn't deserve to be sent off. I think that's horseshit.
Only Liverpool fans are saying that.
Only feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care what way. If I said it earlier on, if he, with the way the angle his foot is, if he goes through the ball and catches the player, it's definitely yellow, potentially red, regardless. So whatever with the ball his foot going over the ball, like fair enough. He can't do anything about it. Casemiro got done for it last year, so for consistency's sake, I couldn't give a fuck. But it's a red card. End of story. Jota's for first yellow card. Yes, I don't know if that's a yellow card, but he did clip it.
I think that it's a professional foul if you ever seen it.
Yeah, there's just been no consistency with those. With those professional fouls, there's no consistency with it.
Exactly.
You know, some players get away with it, some don't, and it's just a bit ridiculous.
But it's always a yellow card. It doesn't matter if it's in the second minute or if it's fucking 80 minutes.
It doesn't matter.
Either way.
Something that cost us so many goals years ago.
Yeah.
Fred McTominay centre mid needed them to tackle like that. Just break once an attack is starting, trip them up. Don't bust it. Keep running away. The ref's going to book you. Just keep running.
Yeah. But there's one thing the one thing I can say about the Liverpool game, like they did play aware, but like Jesus Christ, Van Dijk has really fallen off.
He's regressed quite a lot. Yeah,
he's unbelievable.
Yeah,
we can always
we can thank Pickford for that, but he's really regressed. But Szoboszlai still looks decent. McAllister was okay. He did good assist for the goal. No, he didn't get the assist, did he?
That was last week for Newcastle.
I actually think it was fucking Van Dijk that headed it over to. Cody Gagbo, yeah.
Man, what a player!
No, fuck Van Dijk. He misheaded.
His head has got to him. That's all that happened.
His aura.
His aura. Like he thought he was better than what he was.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
People had him in with Premier League greats after one season. Are you mad?
Yeah, well, that's very true. And to be fair, coming up in fucking arguments about Vidic and all that, right?
Yeah, and all of this nonsense, like. But no, with Liverpool, look, their attack is electrifying. They score goals.
Yeah.
And even though they're not fantastic defensively, even midfield, they can get away because they can score goals. And that's what makes them dangerous. How long can you keep doing that? I don't know, but they've got Alisson in goal, who's shown he's a fantastic keeper, even with their defensive woes. And even midfield, they can kind of figure it out a small bit, but going forward, they're electric.
If Liverpool could get the balance right and if they can really up their game, like Real Madrid won a fucking 3-peat Champions League by just outscoring teams. They were horribly defensively. Real weren't known for keeping clean sheets. They were known for if you scored 3, they're going to score 4. That's almost what Liverpool are right now. They're just going to keep scoring. Thankfully, they didn't against Spurs. But I do fear us away against us away at Liverpool now.
100%.
Yeah. All right. Well,
get absolutely fucking buffed.
Even if they cashed in on Salah for all that money,
it'd be worth it. Yeah, it'd be worth
on
it.
Salah for all that money, they would have still had a fucking class attack. Like,
yeah,
no,
like,
exactly.
Another two right wingers,
like they're say 3 starters and maybe they're 2 or 3 in the bench. But nearly every one of them plays for nearly every other team in the league.
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And
I think Diaz goes horribly underrated. I really like
Diaz
Diaz.
the injury it was annoying because he was fucking unreal.
Yeah, he was
He's pegging them in.
He's a total wanker playing for Liverpool, but
whatever. All right, we're gonna move on from Liverpool because fuck Liverpool. All right, so up next we're going to go to Old Trafford where Man United fell to Crystal Palace 1-0. Boys, I said it last week in the podcast, United had won a couple of games, bet Burnley, they won in the EFL Cup, whatever. Then I said, what happens if United go and lose to Crystal Palace at home? And I didn't mention the Champions League, but, it was another home game. They lost last night against Galatasaray. Is it just the nature of the defeat against Palace that is upsetting? Like, you beat them 3-0. Fair enough, it wasn't a full-strength Palace side, but United should have taken an immense amount of confidence from that game, but they just couldn't do it. I know you said as well there's a few iffy VAR decisions, like the Joel Ward handball. He wasn't looking, but his hand was kind of out. But yeah, I don't know where you go from here. I know whoever wants to take this, you can go with it. But
I think we're in such a funny place where, like, even watching some of the players playing, like, they're devoid of confidence. So many of them, like. And it's the thing, once something starts to go wrong, that's it, out the window. Like we have had, like even with the Ward issue on Saturday, like it's definitely a penalty. But we can't be relying on that just to beat Palace at home. And I understand it's momentum and it's a momentum shift. And we have had a lot of them go against us. I think nearly every decision pretty much has gone against us, bar the Onana versus Wolves, the first game of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But just at the moment, like we can't buy a win, and we have some bright sparks like Hoyland, like he looks unbelievable.
He looks fast. He looks very
sparks
good.
Against Palace and sparks in the Champions League and sparks against Palace midweek and against Burnley last week. For moments in games, we look fucking fantastic. Our play is unreal. The way we're moving the ball around, our interchange is fantastic, and then we have moments where defensively, it's like we don't play with defenders anymore.
Yeah, like I think we're slow.
We look at some of the players, and it's like, man, what are you doing? Like, even you had like some making schoolboy errors and even position errors, and you're looking at, like, it's coming down to decision now. You're looking at our board. We can't trust this board. We've shown them before. Ten Hag is one loss away from being in big, big trouble. I don't think any true United fan wants to admit that, but we know what our board is like. They're very trigger happy, especially now when there's so much on them. And I don't want to make this conversation just about the board and just about how the club is ran. I know it's the results, but like everything is relevant in this, what's happening. Everything is relevant. So he is one bad result from being in big trouble, which, like, I know I was talking with some of the lads and they keep saying, we will be okay, because you can see, so it's not as if, like, under Ragnick, we were just bad all the time. Even towards the end of Ollie, we were just bad all the time. Same with Holden, bad all the time. Van Gaal towards the end, bad all the time. We're having parts of these games where even every game so far this season, bar probably Wolves, where we were shocking all the way through, every other game so far this season, we've had really good moments and we've looked really good. And I know that's not enough. So I'm not sure what to do. I think injuries maybe play a part, but the whole team is definitely confidence-wise is gone. You see where Rashford.
Yeah, I was going to touch on him next.
The next minute, he's passing the ball. He shouldn't pass because people are saying he doesn't pass the ball.
He's missing big chances.
He's passing it instead of finishing it, and you're like, you can't win.
Yeah.
But listen, man, how many goals did Rashford get last year? 30?
30 goals.
30 here.
And what I said before, like, it's hard too because he was our man last year. If he didn't score, we didn't score.
Yeah.
And then to go and suddenly say, right, well, you have to pass the ball more now. It's like, just go for it and fucking score. But then when you're not scoring, you can understand it too. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But that's it. That's down to his decision making a lot of the time too. If you think about it,
that's the time.
Definitely.
Yes.
So, but he's been in the game. He's been in the game long enough now that he should be.
Exactly.
That's one thing that's happening.
He's a pro player on massive money.
One thing that's happening is that he's getting out of the game for losses when it's not his fault. You can't blame one player, especially an attacking player. I understand we don't score. It's not his fault for stealing goals left, right, and fucking centre. Like.
Bruno's been poor for us as well now. I think that needs to be looked at as well. Casemiro is actually starting to slightly play better, but we're fucking leaking goals left, right, and centre. Doesn't have the armor bats having full
Bukayo
What about
Saka.
Casemiro though? He was kind of lucky to stay on the pitch though, wasn't he, against Palace? I know he was sent off last night against Palace.
Yeah.
You could say that, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
But
definitely.
I know we're kind of supposed to be talking about the game.
Day goes against you.
Like, we're supposed to be talking about the game, like that particular game, but like in general, we're just so bad for leaking in goals for stupid mistakes. Literally simple human errors is what's costing us. You can't rely on VAR for us to beat the likes of Palace or to only scrap one goal and win against fucking Burnley. You do need to start dropping players. If like Ten Hag has been a savage so far, drop Rashford and probably drop Bruno as well, which is a big call. Mount has actually looked okay since come back from injury.
Yeah.
Play
So is
Martial. I played Martial and Højlund up front, because when Rashford and Højlund, say last night in Champions League, we looked like we're playing as a two. They were class. They looked so good together. So they're both quick and tall and heads up and fucking running. And then we just kept swapping them. So play Martial up front for a game with Højlund, because Martial likes to drop deep anyways. So at least this still gives us a striker. Højlund is happy to go into each wing as well to pick up the ball. So do something crazy. Like, we're already down in the dumps. Like, we're already.
But sure, who comes in though? You say like bench Rashford, bench Fernandes. Like, you know, you've Christian Eriksen there, who's past there. Garnacho is incredibly overrated.
I think.
Of course,
he's better form than Rashford.
Criminally overrated.
No, it's not. No, when you're coming from a club.
Man, the players you used to big up are fucking playing for random teams now.
Garnacho is.
No, Garnacho is not like end of story. He's not overrated. He's a good young player. He's 19 years of age. When he came on the last day, United had 10 shots. He had 20 minutes, and United went from 10 shots to 22 shots. He was involved.
It was all him.
He was involved with 11 of them.
Yeah.
So
not all.
Involved in what way? Like, what, he had a pass or something.
For sure, of course, that's what involvement is. Like, direct involvement.
He's a 19-year-old kid, like.
Yeah, exactly. He's done well. I think he deserves to give a chance, because Rashford isn't doing it. End of story. So regardless if Garnacho is overrated or underrated, however you want to look at it, it's time that give him his chance, because Rashford clearly isn't doing it. Last night, what's
the worst that can happen? You can lose more games, I suppose.
Sink or swim.
But that's it. That's it. We're in a bad run. If for an experimental time to show Rashford, like, Rashford needs to now be told, you know what, now you're not doing it. Okay, you're making the wrong decisions at the worst times possible. You've scored one goal this season. You've had 70 shots or 60 shots, however many he's had. You're going to have to sit this one out, buddy. We have Reguilon back, so I think maybe it's high time that maybe Casemiro gets a chance to rest his legs.
Yeah,
he's been good.
I think Amrabat and Casemiro together, and then the two guys, because Reguilon will fly up the wing. At least you can still have four players holding back.
We need to shut up
Casemiro as the playmaker.
We do need to shut up.
Amrabat needs to shut up shop. I'm happy for it. If we get 3 1-0 wins in a row, I'd be fucking delighted. Just steady this shit. At least then you'd have to get into the international break or just after it, and just steady the whole lot.
Well, yeah, it's just this game thing. It's the international break, so you'll have a couple of weeks there.
But the biggest thing on this is Højlund is brilliant.
Højlund is our spark. If we didn't have Højlund right now, then we'd have nothing to look forward to.
Definitely.
That man just looks phenomenal, and it's easy to get us ahead of ourselves when he's only scored 3 goals. But just the way he's playing, like he's playing like he's such experience. Direct, strong, fast, tall. Handsome, can we say that?
His hold up play
is good. His ball
control is bad. He's brilliant.
Well, sorry,
just what you said there, Rob, there about Ten Hag being a savage. It seems like he's less of a savage now, isn't it? Seems like he's been getting a word in his ear somewhere down the line.
It does seem like that.
It looked like that at the start of the season, though. Before the season even started, that something's kind of going on. I know he let the hair go, but like he's less comfortable at press conferences now.
That's what I was going to say. His press conferences are very tame.
But then, like you say, and I do agree to a certain aspect. But like you say, when he first dropped Sancho, the first things that came out was, if you look back when that first happened, was it people attacking Ten Hag? Like, how could you do that to Sancho? What are you doing to Sancho?
Do you think he's media scared?
Bullying this player. That was the first thing that happened when he came out and said what he said about Sancho. The first thing was like, "Oh yeah, what are you saying about him? Who are you? Who are you to tell a player that?" Or what? That was the first stuff that came out about it. Whereas Pep does it, and he's a genius.
Yeah.
You know, so I do agree there's a certain aspect of he has maybe backed off a bit, but when he has tried to do it in likes of Sancho, he's been fucking ridiculed for it. The man can't do any right at the moment, like.
No, Sancho needs to go anyway. I've been Sancho's number one hater for a while now.
Sancho needs to go.
I've seen him live a few times. He's
not good.
Not good.
We'll leave it there. For Man United. So move on then to the Molineux, where the Korean guy got the win over Man City. we've kind of been touching on it a little bit. City have been not fantastic, but they've been getting the wins up until now. They obviously lost in the EFL Cup midweek as well. So that's two losses in a row. I didn't see the result of Champions League tonight. I don't know how they did. But,
3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
They won.
They won 3-1.
They're up at the Emirates next now on Sunday. Arsenal at the Emirates haven't been fantastic. We haven't lost at the Emirates yet, but we still haven't been fantastic. We haven't been playing our game. It's going to be a tough all game to call. Like, we touched on the absences that Man City will have. Rodri's going to be gone. De Bruyne is out. Bernardo Silva played some minutes there tonight, so I don't know if he will play. He probably won't start, but he might come on.
Saka's out.
Saka, I'm not 100% sure if he's out yet, but he's definitely picked up a knock last night. I said it's a bad one, so
yeah. From what
I think, to be honest, Rodri is a massive loss.
Massive loss.
A good.
Don't bring up KDB though. He's been gone a while now, Dan.
He's been gone a while. Him as an excuse. But I think Rodri's a bigger loss than KDB for them. And I think for them,
a good centre defensive midfielder makes or breaks the team.
How long?
Should the fuckers getting game winners?
Yeah, exactly.
Calvin Phillips.
I think before we go any further, I don't want to take away from we can't take away from Wolves and because they were really good. Like Neto getting the ball from his own half, from halfway in his own half, running up the byline all the way through. Like Diaz is unlucky, he hits off him, but if he doesn't get it, then the Cunha, I think it was, like he was tapping that in. So that was a brilliant goal. Alvarez's free kick was fucking like top bins. That was
what a player Alvarez is though.
He's definitely performing better than Haaland. I know Haaland has 7 goals already or 8 goals, but
Alvarez is a much better player.
Alvarez is a better player so far.
Even corner kick taker, he's brilliant. Playmaker, brilliant. He's
14 million player in general. He's better than Haaland though.
I think he is too. I agree with that.
And he's wasted.
I think he's a better all-round player. Look, Haaland won't be there for another few years. He'll probably be after Madrid or Barcelona or something like that.
I think Alvarez would be gone to
Alvarez. I'd love to see Alvarez at Madrid now, to be fair,
yeah.
Although he does seem more like Barcelona and Haaland at Madrid or something,
Yeah,
watch Alvarez have a stinker now at the weekend.
Yeah, no. Well, he's got a goal and assist tonight, so and he came off the bench. So he's essentially helped them win the game was going 1-1. But look, Bulls are brilliant. City have plenty of chances.
We've talked about City having lots of chances in recent games and being pretty wasteful.
Yeah, exactly.
So Wolves had a fantastic start to the season. I think a lot of people thought that they could be in big trouble, but they've kind of pulled a bit together. Like, and the likes of NATO is having the time of his life. He's playing the best football he's ever played. It was unreal.
The Korean guys are playing well.
They've done really
all of a sudden, our clean sheet against them looks fucking decent.
All right, next up to the Vitality Stadium, Arsenal ran out 4-0 winners away to Bournemouth. Arsenal looked pretty good, got the ball rolling pretty early, dominated the whole game. I touched on it yesterday, considering Saka got his injury in the Champions League last night. Arteta's man management, especially of Saka in the last couple of games, has been criticised quite a lot actually on Twitter, by Arsenal Twitter. He played 75 minutes. Arsenal were 3-0 up. He played 75 minutes. Could have came off after probably 60 minutes, 65 minutes, I would say. He was getting kicked around the place a little bit, which happens quite a lot. He's not, he's not as protected as, I guess he should be in a way. But Arsenal, huge game against Man City at the weekend we touched on. So if Saka misses this game at the weekend, Arsenal are in big, big trouble. Like I touched on previously, Arsenal's home form hasn't been fantastic, but Saka has been our best player. Like he is already, so far this season, he's 10 goal contributions in 10 games or 11 games. So Rob, if you want to take this one, you can start off with this one.
Rightfully so, he's been kicked around the place since he let his country down.
I'm clipping in what you said earlier before the podcast, so...
Oh, that's fine. So that's 2 points I have on him. It's going to be a fun game, for them. Man management, we've had the same problem with Ten Hag to a point, happened to us last year when Casemiro got the second yellow, or the yellow card actually against Palace, and before he inevitably drew that game before playing and he was out for it. It's just annoying when managers do something like that, especially with the money to spend over the summertime to, as Arteta said, to make a better squad of it, not just have a good 11, and then you keep your best players on when there's no need to. I don't know if it's to try and get them up another level in terms of not necessarily stat padding, but oh yeah, get another goal or another assist, like he might be in better form, but just take them off the fucking pitch, like, because he's a savage player, like, especially for his age. He's come over, like, jumped over a lot of obstacles, especially letting his country down, but it's just it's stupid. I hope I know. I'll say it the third time as well.
Considering Sancho and Rashford both did the same, but we'll move on.
Why do you bring United into it, man?
Yeah, man. Obsessed. It's like you have a secret.
Just on the man management that you're on about, look at the result of that game, though. Saka was needed, like, I know he got kicked around, but he was needed that game. You needed your strongest team, and you didn't win.
No, but to take him off at the time, like at a certain time, take him off.
He got an assist, when he was on, yeah.
Now, last night, though, I suppose it is still, like, he probably was right to play him. I know you have City coming up, but right to play him against a team like Lens.
Like, we have the likes of Smith Rowe, Reece Nelson, fucking Trossard started on the left, obviously, but, like, Eddie and Nketiah.
Who's Smith Rowe? Who's Smith Rowe anymore, though?
Smith Rowe
is much better than anything United have. Better than anything United have.
He cries out
any young player United have.
You're literally...
Who plays
Smith Rowe? Smith Rowe just had a bad injury last year.
Who plays on the right hand side instead of Saka? Do you mind me asking?
My man said Garnacho's overrated.
I'd say Trossard would go there, would he?
I don't know. Because he'd probably start Nketiah up front. Jesus on the right, and then Trossard on the left. Is Thomas Partey? He played a good chunk yesterday. Partey is back training, so if he can start, I think he should start him and Rice and Odegaard. Definitely. Get Havertz out. I don't know Havertz scored, but that was just a pity penalty they were saying. But
what do you think of that? Actually, what do you think of that?
Do you know what? I was about to say, actually, Saka is usually our penalty taker, right? He could have had a hat trick, and everyone's like, oh yeah, like him and Odegaard taking over, like swapping penalties is what it is, whatever. But I think if you're the main penalty taker, you take the penalties. You don't be giving them over. Like either Saka should be penalty taker or Odegaard should be. It shouldn't be mix and match, time and time again. But yeah, I think Saka could have had a hat trick in that game. I think he should be more ruthless. I know Odegaard was like, give it to Havertz, and Odegaard's the captain. So it was actually initially Jesus that was going to take that penalty, and Odegaard. So Jesus needs to
goals more than Havertz,
Jesus scored last night. He scored against United. Don't forget, he scored last night. He's got a few assists as well.
I think he should be scoring. Havertz.
Ronaldo gave his penalty to Benzema that time when he was out of form. Like you see it done.
You see it done, but I think it was actually Roy Keane. There was an Arsenal game. I think Aubameyang gave it to Lacazette. I think it was a couple of years ago, and Roy Keane was like, that's why he doesn't have that killer mentality that he's going to get 20, 25 goals because he's giving away. Like you don't see Haaland being like, oh here you take the penalty. I think he actually did for Gundogan, but that was like his last game or something like that. But
can I ask you a question? I want to ask in that, like, Odegaard took the first penalty and then it was going to Jesus. Yeah. If it was a case of a pity penalty to Havertz, why wasn't Havertz given the first penalty?
Well, I think it was just because it was one of the
game was over. They didn't actually trust him enough.
But there you go. Yeah, there you go. I mean,
and he wasn't on the pitch anyway. I'd say, was he? He came on.
He was no. He started
the game. Yeah. I think.
I just found that.
Don't get me wrong. It was a good penalty. It didn't look like a man who was short confidence. It was a good penalty. I think. But then the thing is, then you turn around like last night against Lens, he was fucking dog shit again.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You let them.
I don't know what to do.
Performance overall,
that's his goal bonus.
Yeah, like
you have to pay him.
Give him a quick check. Yeah.
Like Saka.
Sounds like a shite competition, anyways.
I know. Like it doesn't really matter, and it is kind of a silly conversation in a way because like Arsenal won the game 4-0. It was inconsequential who took the penalty.
Yeah.
That's it.
But look,
but that is true. That is true.
In terms of like how they're looking, like they are like even we said earlier, like say, oh, Spurs are unreal, Arsenal are clicking, they're still up at the same points. So Arsenal definitely, they've done well without lighting the place on fire just yet. But this weekend is huge, and if Saka is out, and I do think when you're seeing with Arsenal, everything's just a bit too intense too early.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It happened towards the end of last season. Remember last season there was last minute winners and fucking going bananas in fucking March, the beginning of March, or like in the end of February. Like this is too early for this. We've got 12 games to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we see it.
What happened? Then they ran out of steam. So I think it started even earlier this season. Now we've got some fantastic results already this season, absolutely, but everything just seems to be so intense so quickly. Like, and I picked Arsenal to win the league, and I think they might not still be far off, but everything is so emotional right now. I think, and Arteta is one of his big letdowns. Maybe it is a plus too that he's emotional, but it's a big letdown as well.
Well,
everything is supercharged already.
I want to touch on that because I was wondering that, and exactly the point that you made, and I said last week, and it's a question that maybe Dan, you're the best answer because I'm not following Arsenal. But when Smith Rowe missed his chance, it was a decent chance, he missed it, and then he was crying at the end of the game.
I was wondering, a save. Keeper saved it.
Well, either way, but it was a chance. He missed it.
Good save, yeah.
But it was a good chance to get a goal. Why would he be crying at the end? Like, is he feeling too much pressure in the dressing room after being back from injury, trying to get back into the squad? Is that an Arteta thing as well? Because you were talking about Smith Rowe.
Who was crying? Why was he crying? What did he say?
He was crying. He was crying. He was crying at the end of the game.
Like literally crying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
No,
when he gets
crying.
5 minutes, he cries. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I was saying he was crying at the end of the game. So what? Like, is there like, do we know why? You obviously don't because you didn't even know he was fucking crying.
I didn't know that.
Because I was wondering, is it too much pressure? Is Arteta putting serious amount of pressure on him now? He can't get back into the team. The squad is doing okay. He sees Havertz playing. He's dog shit. What's going on there as well?
I don't think it's a case of he's. I think Arteta is kind of just still building him up. I don't think, like we've seen his first season, he played quite a lot against us and he was pretty good. But then he got his injury last season to set him back. And injuries set players back. And they do kind of fall down the pecking order, I guess. But I know he's a quality player. He's quality with England at the Euros there that they won during the summer. He's a quality player, but you look at the players you have. Like he plays predominantly on the left side, where Martinelli, Havertz, and Trossard plays. Like there's 4 players there that can play on that left side. Martinelli's number 1 when he's fit. Trossard number 2, and Havertz, I don't know where his best position is, but it's just hard that we brought in Havertz. There was no need for him when we have Smith Rowe there, and I think he's just kind of unfortunate. Like you look at Reece Nelson as well. Reece Nelson's another guy. If he gets playing, he's quality. So I don't know. Maybe he needs to get some more minutes under his belt. When Carabao Cup games and FA Cup games when they come, that's his time to shine. If he performs, he can play. But
there is lots of games. There's lots of games.
Yeah.
I just found it so weird, or like I don't even know why I cared much about it, but I was kind of like, what's the reason he's crying? It can't be that bad. Like they won 4-0. Like he hasn't been playing for a while. Exactly that. He had a big injury. It was a good opportunity. Everyone fucking missed him. I didn't know. I actually thought he's just scuffed a while, but if keep yourself there, it doesn't matter. It was a good opportunity. So I kind of like, what's going on here now? Is the pressure getting too much to him? Is Arteta saying something to him now that's putting under so much stress, or because he didn't leave the pitch is the thing. He stayed in the pitch crying, and then the assistants or the other coaches came on over to him, told him, and brought him into the dressing room. So you know what I mean. So
it could be anything. It could be just
anything.
Playing again. It could be, I don't know. It could be a lot of things.
I hope it's not too bad because he's a good player.
He's a big fan favorite. Anyways, we'll go to the biggest shock result of the weekend, my opinion. Anyways, Aston Villa 6, Brighton 1. Now I thought I'd had this had a draw game written all over it. Brighton have been doing pretty well lately. I think this season they played well, but they've been at the back especially. They've been very vulnerable. I did not in any reality expect them to go concede 6 goals to Aston Villa.
No,
you're definitely seeing the highs and lows of Brighton this season. It's very weird.
Definitely.
Like they're top scorers of the league.
Well.
And
they had the Europa League there, the home game against AEK Athens, a game they expect them to win, they lost 3-2. It's the first ever Europa game. Probably a bit nervous, but there's just something about them. It's not quite the same.
I said it last week. Is De Zerbi trying to be too fucking smart?
He's probably trying to be too clever, yeah.
Who's this?
Absolutely.
Like Jack, I just had to look him up because Jack Hinzelwood.
Yeah, the young lad that started playing.
He got overrun.
Where did he come from?
Billy Gilmore.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Where did he come from? Like he hasn't he can't do that to a young lad, 18 years of age, first professional start.
Played the whole 90 minutes as well.
Exactly.
It makes no sense.
And I was looking up they have a few exactly.
Tielemans, the whole, I don't know, man.
Like it was such a strange. I think I said it last week, and I think he's being too smart.
Yeah.
He's being too smart to himself. He's trying
he's getting caught up in his own hype.
He's trying to show that he can have 29 different formations with 12 players. 13.
I don't know if he had any other options though either. Gross
but I was looking that up there. Like he still had the only thing he's missing really is Milner, Lallana, and Gross, and Senso too. But he still had the likes of Pedro, who could have started, Enzo Fati could have started, Baliba. He could have moved. I don't know. Like he had better options than that.
But they're more attackers out there though.
Yeah, but that's okay. What's wrong with that?
Sending up for more centre.
He got very wrong. They're best 6-1.
Yeah,
got very
Villa. I did expect Villa.
Yeah, who's midfielder?
Yeah. So
did he come from
6-1 is crazy?
Well?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was.
Where the fuck did he start?
I don't know. Maybe there's something going on we don't know about. I don't know.
Who?
Like Dahoud, Mohamed Dahoud.
Dahoud, yeah, Mohamed Dahoud, yeah. So,
but maybe we've seen De Zerbi with João Pedro, especially. He was like, oh, there's discipline issues, so he dropped him for a game or two, and then maybe there's something going on that he can. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's definitely maybe up his own arse a little bit right now, and he's that kind of brought him down big time.
And that's not for like what the like Aston Villa. In all fairness, like it's not to say that, because I watched the game. It's not to say that Aston Villa like completely dominated the game. Like Brighton did have good moments, but the only thing is like when Aston Villa got ahead at the start, it kind of set the ball rolling. The mistakes kept like stepping in, like the passes that were the misleading passes. They were giving away silly fouls. They weren't getting carded for many, and I was surprised at that because Brighton could have had a good few yellow cards by the end of the game. So
what I noticed,
but they weren't. They well like. They had moments like Villa did really well. What they did well was the way that they controlled the midfield and the attacking structure of it all. Watkins did unbelievable. Like some of his goals were just like it was both shite and brilliant.
Just want to say about
you know what I mean.
I was going to say about Watkins. I know I said it was overrated.
You clipped up his goals. Cunt.
Two of his goals were shite. I noticed he scored and he's got a hat trick, whatever. Two of his goals were shite. They were deflections.
I knew how pity penalties.
Hold on.
But his performance as well. He had a great performance.
I think Villa Park is a hard place to go.
It's a hard place to go. It is.
Exactly. For the first half an hour, they were all over them. The game was over in the first half an hour.
Yeah.
So, whether Brighton had good spells after that,
they had. That's all it was. They had good spells.
I feel like Brighton played that really high line, and they kept getting caught out, and never, after the first half an hour or whatever, did it kind of be like, oh look, we need to kind of sit back for a second, get ourselves, recoup and then go again. Like, but they just kept playing the high line. They kept getting caught out, especially in the second half. That's when the goals started flowing. They just kept getting caught out.
Children in midfield trying to control.
I know, it's crazy.
There you go. Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Yeah.
Like to have Boubacar Kamara and Douglas Luiz, like two big monsters of men coming up against those two, like it was such a stupid.
Douglas Luiz looks like he runs a cartel. The mad fuck.
He does, and he took his goal brilliantly too. I have to say, it was a brilliant goal. Like I know it was like a deflected back to him or saved back to him.
Finished because he's overrated. Should have had 4. He did if he was any good.
But it was a great finish, and
was unreal after the World Cup.
He was unbelievable, yeah. Moussa Diaby came off injured. That was a pity for him. I think Kamara came off injured too, so that's a worry for Villa. But look, Matty Cash, it's funny with his he went from hero to zero back to hero again because he was brilliant on the right hand side. I think he set up the first goal for Watkins too. So look, I have to say I like one.
Sorry, Yoshi, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I have to say, as much as I think we all liked Brighton and for whatever was about last season, I am starting to be pretty happy that they're getting their chalk and cheese lately. The last few games, they've lost quite a few games for all their hype. The De Zerbi's fucking around too much. It is nice to see too. You can't be too smart all the time.
Yeah,
we all like Brighton, or do we all like Ferguson? That's the question.
But that's the thing. Yeah,
I like Brighton for a while.
Yeah, this is it.
Brighton got relegated, but I just want to ask, what's the story with Yuri Telemans? Like, what's it? The fact no one went in for him.
Interesting.
Something with him, like.
That's what we said. I can't remember what episode it was. We said, I think it was you as well, Johnny. It was actually you, Johnny, that said it. You were saying there must be something going on with him because he was a free agent. A lot of teams looked at him, but then it was only Aston Villa that kind of went for him. Yeah, we were linked with him for
we were as well.
We wanted him. 40 million looked like a steal from one stage.
So
absolutely.
There was something Johnny touched on. There's something behind the scenes maybe that we don't know about. Maybe it's his mentality. I don't know, but because we were all saying what an unbelievable free transfer he would be, and no one went from Villa did. Goodbye for Villa, obviously. But
well, that's it. What we all don't understand is the mental strain that these lads go through.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right, moving on to St James's Park. Newcastle ran out 2-0 winners over Burnley. Burnley, now we touched on them last week. They're struggling big time. They saying that they did beat Luton away from home there yesterday in their double game week. But they're the points that they need to pick up. Like, Newcastle away, fair enough. I don't think anyone really expected them to kind of go there, and especially the form that Newcastle's on right now, especially after their 4-1 win now against PSG. Burnley, yeah, Rob, you were the one that said last week they need to pick up their points somewhere, and yeah, these kind of bottom of the table, the Chelseas, the Bournemouths, they need to pick up the points there.
I know losing 2-0 isn't a good result, but it's a pretty good scoreline for a team that's going to be battling relegation. Only -2 goal difference is sound, considering when you're playing Luton, treat us there, pick up your points there, especially when it's away from home. Because surely it'll beat them in Turf Moor now at the other end of the season.
And Newcastle after coming off an 8-0 win away from home against championship team Sheffield. So
also championship team Sheffield. Yeah, so you're thinking, to pick up their points, like them and Bournemouth to be an interesting game because they're two poor teams that play different styles of football. Burnley very much kind of pass and play, whereas Bournemouth are almost all out attack but just can't score.
It was a double game weekend, let's not forget as well. They did win against Luton just now, so that's a good result.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's a 6-pointer right there. And with Luton after beating Everton, that drags Everton back down as well.
Back into the
in the same game week. So that brings, after Everton winning against Brentford last week, they're being bet by Luton at home, and then Burnley go and beat Luton.
We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. It's just kind of crazy how, like down at the bottom, it's that kind of
6 teams as well. Chelsea, apart from their win against Fulham, but 6 teams kind of scrapping out down there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's just kind of crazy how up and down it is. Like you said, Luton go beat Everton, then they go lose at home to Burnley. Burnley go lose, they lose to Newcastle, then go and beat Luton. Like, it's going to be crazy. Like, I think Sheffield are 100% going down. That's a fact. I think Luton and Burnley probably have a fighting chance, but I think it's going to be. I think there's maybe 5 teams that definitely fight it out. At 6 teams, I think is a bit much, but I think there's definitely going to be 5. I think
Chelsea are the 6th team.
Bournemouth and Wolves are probably going to be in there.
Bottom 5 are having Mandingo party.
What?
Yes, you're thinking about Sheffield, anyways. Then Luton, Burnley, Bournemouth as well. Mandingo party, then if you're not familiar with
bottom 5.
Bottom 5, yeah.
Bottom 5. They're all fucking each other.
No, that's not what a Mandingo party is.
That's a Mandela party.
There's another term. There's another part to it, but it is part of it. Yes.
No, you shouldn't have said that.
Excuse me. This is an ecumenical matter.
Yeah, Luton. But look, it's a weird one. That's such a
Luton are going to go. Sheffield are going to go, and then you have Burnley, Everton, Bournemouth. And it's a great point you made. There's them points around each other. It's when they play each other, that's how you're going to decide. These teams are all so bad that
it's going to be good to see the last 3 or 4 weeks. The last 3 and 4 game weeks are going to be good crack to watch.
Yeah, because I think you could have the lowest points could keep you up this year.
That's really bad. It's usually 40. Minimum, you have 40 points in the market.
Yeah, because it wasn't even 40.
I was thinking
36 last season.
Yeah,
was it?
30. Yeah, I think. Well, they said as of last year, they said 35. It went down to 35. Yeah, so I could see it going down again.
Definitely, 32 could keep you in the league this year now. I
even less.
Think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at Bournemouth. Who are Bournemouth going to get 25 points off altogether? Or Luton, who are going to get 25 points off?
Yeah.
Everton as well.
At the bottom, as well. 5 here now. There's 3 of them on 4, and Sheffield are just fucked. They're gone.
Yeah.
Everton, Luton, and Burnley all on 4 after fucking 7 games.
But then again, we did see it last year with Forest. A lot of people relegated Forest before Christmas, and then they pulled up, and now look at them.
Well, they bought 45 players for Christmas, right?
But the quality
I understand that, but there is still a chance for that. Maybe not Sheffield or Luton. I do think them 2 are gone. But for Burnley, you're kind of thinking you can get out.
I think they're best suited to stay up. I think they have quality players, and at home and away to those relegation teams. That's where they're going to pick up their points. That's where they have to pick up those points.
Yeah, definitely.
Huge win that anyways against Luton. Big slip of Luton not to get a point or 3 from that game after beating Everton as well.
Absolutely.
And then the other side is Everton as well. How did they not build on their 3-1 win at Brentford?
We were saying about confidence and stuff. They would have taken huge confidence, and then just to go at home,
throw it away.
Goodison Park can be a tough game to go. The crowd are cunts. They will get on everyone's back. They'll get on your back. They'll get on the team's back, the opposition team's back.
I
can't believe it.
It's probably worse for the confidence to go and beat Brentford and lose to Luton rather than lose to Brentford then lose to Luton. The fact you go high and think,
I think they should have really played Beto and Dominic Calvert-Lewin together. That was the game for them, to play the two of them together, to rack up some attack and play, get a goal, a few shots for the both of them. Like, he should, like Dwight McNeil, like, okay, I think I believe he meant to have an okay game, but he's not that great a player. Ashley Young, I heard had a shocker. Like, he's 38 or something.
He's probably past it now.
He's well past it. Like, I understand that they might not have a backup right back, but just put James Garner there for the time being. You know what I mean? Like, there was a serious opportunity there to play some seriously attacking players up there. Or attacking.
Not a bad team on paper.
It's not. It's really not.
But you play more. Like, get. That's the game to play brave and get as much attacking flow going as possible. Play your attacking players. Like, they only had Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Like, Decore, like, last season was like centre mid. I think the season before he was sent DM, and now he's centre. It's weird. Like,
why is Michael Keane an unused sub as well? Should he not be starting?
Michael Keane's decent.
And that team on paper, you can't say that team is that poor. Like, on paper, it looks rock solid. It looks pretty solid, but then you see them play, you're like, geez, I don't know where you get goals from. You can see the whole time you can't control a game. And even at home, they're the same no matter where they go. Do you know how a lot of times teams down at the bottom, their home form will keep them up?
Yeah,
That's what Everton up the last 2 years. It won't keep them this year.
100%. 100%.
100%. They'll still be us though when we go down there.
And Dwight might need a hat-trick. Yeah. The rest of you said it was shit.
Yeah, there you go, confirmed.
Onana, and Tarkowski are three solid players.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But it makes it more fun to see, like, Luton.
It does.
Being Everton, then being bet by Burnley after.
I don't think it would do them any harm now going down and just kind of rebuilding themselves and then come back up in a season or two. Like, it happened to West Ham and Newcastle a couple of years ago.
Look at them there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
And I know the people. They could be in big trouble if these guys do take them over, because reading different reports and stuff, these are not the guys you want to be taking money from in terms of Everton. But they're in that sort of position where the owner wants out. No one really wants to come in. They have a stadium to pay for. I don't know who possessed them to say, right, let's go get a stadium.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you look at Luton. That's unbelievable. Go to Goodison Park. Was it in Goodison Park?
It was, yeah.
It was, wasn't it? So they go to one of the
historically
one of the most well-known Premier League grounds in the country and win. It's massive. It's
pretty
one of the biggest wins in their history. Like,
I'm pretty sure Everton are one of the only clubs never to get relegated. No.
Yeah, them and Arsenal.
The oldest club.
There's only a few of them.
Yeah, the oldest club.
Never celebrated championship success or promotion in their history. Like, so it's a boring club.
Look. Money on the way down, silver on the way up is not a bad fucking deal, really.
No.
Yeah, I suppose so. All right, we'll move on. Sorry, go on.
Well, they've just been bought over, haven't they?
Has
it been confirmed? I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. That was going to be more closer to.
Well, it's on the cuff.
Yeah, it's on the cuff.
The fear with Everton though, if say that takeover doesn't go ahead, and maybe it has. If it has, you get a new board in, they can try and fix things. But if it doesn't, and this is the board that's left in charge, it's not as simple as they'll come back up.
Yeah, there'll be mass exodus there. Yeah.
Sunderland are a huge club and they haven't come back. So there's no guarantees. There's zero guarantees in football.
Most of the Everton board resigned over the last few weeks.
To keep them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, most of them, if they would go down, like, you know, Anana would go, Decore would go, DCL would go. There'd be a lot of players. Like Pickford would probably go as well. Even though he's way overrated. But all right, move on from there. We'll go second last game. We'll go West Ham 2-0 winners over Sheffield United. Now, Sheffield, after just conceding 8 goals at home to Newcastle last week, they went and gifted West Ham 2 goals there. Like, I don't saying gifted, but you know, Jared Bowen's goal was very well worked, but I think the defending should have been a lot better. The second goal was just a bit of a calamity. I just don't know how you go from conceding 8 and then just turn around and just don't have that defensive solidness to your game. Like, it was kind of criminal to watch. Like we said it, you know, a couple of minutes ago, they're going back down. It's plain and obvious to see. I'm saying that, like, I actually said it 2 weeks ago, I think it was, that they actually played okay to start, but they just weren't getting the results. But I just think that battering they took last week is just going to absolutely kill them. It's going to absolutely kill them. Aaron, you can go with that one because you were touching about on it.
On the West Ham game?
Yeah.
When
Well,
did I
just about
touch them?
Sheffield being
About Sheffield,
in
okay.
huge
fair enough,
trouble.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I mean, after conceding 8 to concede 2, it isn't the worst, I guess. They kind of they surely sorted it out somewhere down the line there, at least. You know, they
Improvement.
shut up shop a bit more. I guess. I mean, you have to take these small victories for a team that's on fucking 1 point, like, you know. So, look, I think they're solid. They're just going to go down. That's just the way it is. I don't think they signed enough players on the way up, and they're just on the way down, and that's it.
Like, they have no goals. They can't stop teams scoring against them, so that's it. Like that, they're gone.
They scored against City.
And Spurs.
And Spurs.
But, you know, they don't have that striker in the team. Like, you know, they have like fucking Ollie McBurney, who's
it's not even a
League One player. He's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like West Ham started well.
Sorry, Ollie, if you're watching this, you're one of our 35
Ollie is actually one of our subscribers.
We love you, Ollie. Ollie McBurney hat-trick coming in. Good put the money on it.
Down to 12.
But West Ham have been they've been playing started the season very well. West Ham, obviously, you know, playing Liverpool and City, they lost 3-1, which is fair enough. It is what it is, not a big deal. But they picked up the points that I think last year they struggled to pick up. They're doing well. You know, the Europa League coming tomorrow. Good start to the season for them. I don't know what position they're in the table, but they're pretty high. I think David Moyes should get a lot of praise for what he's for being able to turn around. I mean, they probably took a lot of confidence from winning the conference. They probably took a lot of confidence from winning the Conference League last year, and now it's kind of resonating this year. And they, like we said last week, they've bought pretty well. You know, Edson Alvarez, Mohamed Kudus is pretty class.
He's still not getting a start too, which
I know he's still not getting a start.
That's out of the team. I mean, there's good quality there, like, you know.
Yeah, but Mikel Antonio,
Mikel Antonio isn't fantastic. Yeah, we said last week he's not fantastic.
But he suits how they play though as well.
He does a job.
West Ham should have been relegated last year to now.
This is a shit Ivan Toney.
Well. Yeah,
it's funny. Like fucking Tomáš Souček has really impressed me the last few games. He got
he's been playing very well.
Assist the last game with a goal. This one, he's doing.
He's
well.
kind of been. He's kind of getting forward a bit more this year now. Yeah. And he's always a big presence, so he should be getting a lot more.
He was always good. Yeah,
but that happened 2 years ago. Remember the 2 years that they got into Europe, he was playing more attacking. Exactly. And then last year he played a bit more deeper. But this year he seems to be, he's going forward a bit more. He's linking very well with Ward-Prowse. So, like, it's good to see him because he's a decent player. I always liked him. I thought he was a good player.
Ward-Prowse as well. Yeah,
you know, Ward-Prowse has been playing really well. Jared Bowen's back banging in the goals, or getting a few at least.
He's doing very well.
You know, like Ogard and Zuma are doing well at centre back too. So, look, they look good. They look good. They look like they're definitely top half team on this current form. Whether they can break into a European spot, you know, we'll see by Christmas. But I think, you know, if they're up in the top 8, top 7 by Christmas, like, I think they'll stay there.
Yeah. I mean, they'll be tough to beat at home.
Yeah,
they're solid. Like, they're solid.
Yeah, they're a solid team. Yeah.
But there is a lot
what you think
better
of when you think of West Ham. You know, solid, hard to beat. So, fair play to them. I mean, the little boys have done a serious job there because he's turned it around so well.
Yeah.
And he was one of the favourites for the sack for a long while. I thought he'd be one of the first.
And even West Ham themselves were definitely favourites to go down last year. Yeah. They were horrible for so much of the year.
For a long time.
But the only thing with this season is, like, they should be safe already because there's so many terrible teams.
Really bad teams, yeah.
Now I'd say a top 10 finish would still be brilliant for them. Between, you know, ninth or 10th would still be brilliant for them because there is surely all the other better things. Like,
well, isn't it because there's an extra Champions League space? Isn't there because there's an extra Champions League space? Isn't it now the top 8 European football? Right?
Yeah, but you're thinking so United, Chelsea come back into it. Then you have Villa, Brighton, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, Spurs, City. That's 10 teams. Like,
no, you said Spurs twice. You said Spurs and Tottenham twice.
19. And Brentford as well.
Well, 9 teams for 8 spots.
Is there a place going out for, say, if like a legacy spot? So, say if Chelsea or United finish outside the top 5, do they not get a spot in it because they've won it before?
Yeah, a spot for being shite. No, will you get it?
I think that is the 5th spot.
Legacy.
Sorry?
I think that is the 5th spot, isn't it?
This is the rule. He's on about
that 5th spot.
No, what?
You're just raging because you've no idea what that means.
I'm
If you support
not
Nottingham Forest,
concerned. I'm not concerned about not finishing top 4 this year.
I know that was talked about, but I don't think that's implemented.
No, I don't think so.
I think it is. I think there is 5 spots. Yeah, because I think
there is 5 spots. The legacy spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't know. I never heard of it, but I don't think it would be.
Let's bring it in.
We'll do it
now for United.
West Ham have more European titles than Arsenal.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah,
can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, fair play to West Ham. They're doing well. Good on them.
Doing very well. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on then.
Are a decent side. Sorry.
Fair enough. All right. Moving on then. Craven Cottage, the last game of the week. Will Chelsea, shit guy finally scored. Mikhailo Mudryk got a goal. Great finish. Great control. Great finish. But I just don't think he's going to go on a run. He doesn't strike me as that player that's going to go on a run now and start scoring goals and getting assists. I don't think so. I think Chelsea, obviously, second goal, just a really bad defending. Rob Jenkins and fucking Tim Ream. That's his fault.
All right.
But Chelsea, in fairness, given their dues, they defended pretty okay. Like Fulham didn't really look like they're going to score any goals or anything like that. I mean, Fulham have always been kind of bereft of goals. But yeah, Chelsea probably get a little bit of confidence from this.
Yeah, if you look at, but they create a loads of chances. They get a striker fit, they'll score goals. And Sanchez is the most clean sheets in the league. Am I right in saying that?
He does, yeah.
Chelsea did join clean sheets, yeah.
And they're actually, they're second best goals conceded. They've only conceded 6.
Yeah, so
but they've only scored 7.
Yeah,
so they're up there for chance creation as well. So.
Yeah, they have
missing in Cuckoo, and fucking
Jackson last night. So he's not going to be the same when he comes
Chelsea are 6th in the Premier League in terms of expected goals.
That's not bad.
But they just can't score. They've scored 7 goals.
You can guarantee they're going in for Osimhen in January. I think you're looking at everything that's happened there.
I'd be angry with that now.
Yeah, because
but I can see it happening though.
Because it's just like where do you draw the line? These boys are just fucking buying everyone. Like,
I'd say the biggest one would be if they brought in Morata again, because he's the biggest money laundering player there is. And they'll just sue Chelsea to bring him back again.
That would be
funny. But with the players that they have, I think Chelsea will come into form. They're going to come.
They will.
They have to, right? They have to.
How many injuries do they have?
By sheer numbers they have alone, they have to do well. Like look at Forest last year. They brought in 40 players.
In fairness, they have had a few injuries start the season, but now they're starting to get a few players back. But Ben Chilwell was out for a little while.
2 months as well.
2 months.
That's the problem.
I'm not sure is Broha injured again now. Is he?
No, that was just precautionary. No, it's precautionary.
I think I brought him in fantasy, so I hope he's not injured.
No, he was very good.
Pochettino said that after the game that he'll be playing the 90 minutes the next game. It was just pure precautionary. He did really well. I felt bad for him because the first few minutes of that game he rounded the keeper and ballooned it over the bar.
But that's from a man who hasn't played in like how many months? Probably over a year actually. So
did he play last season at all? Did he?
Yeah, did he play?
That was very start. Fucking the noise and the screams of him. Yeah.
But he didn't. But he did. Like he did great. Mudryk did okay. Like he took his goal very well. Like he chested down, good finish. Ream was a fool for the way he tried to pass that ball out, and then Broya got it, and then of course Ream nearly got the tackle off, but tackled it into Broya, who knocked it past Leno. But there was definitely some good moments with Chelsea in that game for sure. Sterling when he came on, I don't know if anyone watched it. I seen a video for I think it's showed like 5 minutes of Sterling being on it. Holy shit, he'll be gone. Like he was so like just a 5-minute clip. I don't know exactly. I don't know how long he actually played, maybe 15 minutes, but there was a 5-minute clip, and he just really woeful. Like stopped the ball every few seconds, took a run, stopped. I think he showed a stat that he took 17 passes, he only completed 4. It wasn't good viewing. So like he could be like, even though he had a great start, we all thought he'd be banging them in. He got a goal, but he's definitely lost his place. That Maatsen guy hit the post as well. That was very unlucky for him. He took that shot really well. So look, I'm not saying this is enough for Chelsea, but it was a good win for them. They needed it.
We touched on them being defensively pretty okay, most clean sheets in the league, and second best defense. If they start banging in goals, I mean, obviously goals win games, but who's going to get the goals for him? Like Nicholas Jackson's out for, I think he's only suspended for 2. Is it 1 game or 2 games?
One game.
So he'll be back in. Broha, but will Broha get the nod? I don't know. Because, you have to look at the guy that you bring in for, you just brought in Nicholas Jackson, who, in fairness, I said it and I'll say it again, like, I like him. I think he's been getting into good getting good positions, getting good chances. You just can't put it away. But I think once he starts banging them in, he can probably reach 15, okay, I'm not going to say 15, probably 10 to 15 goals. 10 to 15 goals.
Very, very happy.
That's not unreasonable. 10 to 15 goals. He's very pragmatic. He's aggressive. He closes down very well. His only problem is he's dealt with him. But the thing is, I think 4 of his 5 yellow cards aren't for bad tackles. It's for disciplinary reasons.
Yeah, just shut his mouth, like, and
so shut his mouth and he'll get on with the game. He'll be fine. Like, he'll get his chances, especially if Nkunku comes back. Well, look, when Chelsea start getting a fit enough squad and getting some of their key players, he will start scoring. Like, Nkunku is well, not only does he come up with some savage goals, he's brilliant link up play. I think
he's
he will do
off
it.
2 knee injuries in a row, and I don't think he's going to be the same guy coming back.
Realistically not, no. But Reece James, I know he's right back, right wing back, but like, the amount of goals assists he gets for them as well, like, and that's their captain now, like, so
that's
what a loss he is alone,
it's
like,
their senior players that they've lost.
no, exactly.
So,
and of course Chilwell, who was their best player to start the season, is
gone now as well.
He was dropped anyways, like.
Just finally then on Chelsea, like, this would be a confidence boost for them, but we've seen the fixtures they have coming up. Like, they're playing Brighton, Arsenal, Tottenham, Newcastle United and City. Like, realistically,
United the win for them.
Realistically, I can't really see them getting a huge haul of points from any of those games. Maybe a draw or 2 here or there, but I don't see them winning a lot of those games.
No, I think how many players
up a league this week?
Well,
how many players have they coming back in the next few weeks from injuries? They're meant to have quite a few, right?
I think they have quite. Like Caicedo, he missed a couple of games. I know he came back. I think it was 2 weeks ago, but he's still kind of recovering for a little bit. They had quite a few injuries. All the time they had.
Batty Sheila's coming back, isn't he?
Batty Sheila's coming back, who
from his suspension.
Decent. So I don't know.
Here's the list they're missing. Right, Reece James and Nkunku, Ben Chilwell, Chalobah, Broya is apparently gone again. Badiashile, Chukwuemene, Sarr, Bettelini, Caicedo, Lavia, and Fofana.
It's a serious list, isn't it?
Well, how do you not have better players? Well, I was waking up every day in the summer. They were signing someone new. Every single day.
I don't understand how
most of the players they got to sent him on loan.
I don't know how to go and buy Lavia, and he's been out for a month already now.
Has he played again? I don't think
the first game was, I think
he did. He played.
Did he come? He must have came on late then. I don't know.
But he came. The season has started. I think he played the game after he signed, like 2 days later, and then he got injured. I'm nearly 100% sure.
He's watching him.
Yeah, but he came on. When he came on, did he not come on to the pitch?
No, he's watching in the crowd when he just after his signed. So maybe it's the game just after that.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But he came on from a sub and then injured, yeah.
So maybe they've just been unfortunate.
I want to say as well, what's everyone's opinion of Vinicius fucking owl gammy elbow to...
I think he should have. I'm so surprised he didn't get a red card for that.
I thought he would have too. I thought it was so bad. It was so stupid.
It was clearly intent, like because the commentators, remember, they were saying like, oh, you got a bit of a clip around the ear, it's not a big deal. But then when they showed it again from like the reverse angle, commentator was like, oh, geez, like he could be in trouble here. Like that's
the same about 90 years old as well. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like he definitely got away with that. I don't know how they didn't spot that.
Yeah, no, they seen it, but I don't think the intention was that bad. You know what I mean?
I've seen red cards given for less, really.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely. I was roaring laughing when I saw it because then he was giving out like when nothing was done, he was giving out. I don't know who he's giving out to, but he was having a complete go at them, and I was like, "Fucking hell, what are you on?" And the same countrymen too, the 2 Brazilians, like so that was the funny one too. So look, I don't know. It's
but Fulham will be fine though. Fulham actually,
they'll be. Nobody's worried about Fulham. They're going
to be.
They're just another, like we said last week. They're just another mid-table team. They're not going to be anywhere near relegation. They're not going to be anywhere near fucking European spots. They're going to be 10th to 15th. That'll be it. Good luck.
They need to sort out their number 9 though, because Vinicius isn't firing like so.
Yeah, no. Jimenez is terrible. He's fucking dog shit.
I think the only guy they had to replace Mitrovic. They had to try and replace him. And sure, how do you replace him?
But they got good money for him, though. They got good money, didn't they?
So late in the window.
They did get
40 million or 40 plus million for him. And they only bought Jimenez for 5.
But it was
Yeah,
so
I know
late.
that.
They're so
I
late
do
in the
agree,
window,
though.
and they bought him in his before they sold Mitrovic. Like you have to remember, Mitrovic played the first few games of the season before he sold.
Yeah.
It's so late in the transfer to get a top
That's
class
fair enough. So maybe they'll buy
striker.
him
You know,
something.
I
Yeah.
think you're
just
looking.
I'm trying to find if Lavia has ever played for Chelsea. I don't see it anymore.
I thought
I
he
remember
did.
seeing him. I thought, but I'm going through the
I
fixtures
definitely
here, and
remember
I
seeing him
don't
in the
see.
stand already, watching him.
I thought I'd seen him on
Watching
the
him
pitch.
play.
It's funny if he never played a
No,
game.
he hasn't.
That's
He hasn't
crazy.
played a game for them yet. He's
Crazy.
been injured. Apparently, he was injured. What's that?
Oh, he's right. Yeah, you're right.
He was
Yeah,
injured
He didn't.
when Southampton lost in the EFL Cup against Gillingham in like the opening rounds of the EFL Cup. So like the 8th of August, start of August, before he got traded. I was going to say before he got bought out by Chelsea. Yeah. So he got injured playing for pre-season for Southampton,
Jesus Christ.
and then Chelsea went in and bought him.
50 million on an injured player.
But yeah, that's good to
Well,
show.
we
Like,
did
why
for
were
7 years,
Liverpool in for him as well? Then Liverpool were in for him as well. Like they were buying an injured player. Surely they would have known he had a substantial enough
we did
injury
it
to keep
twice
him out.
anyways ourselves. Like.
Like August
That's
was
what we
3
did.
months ago.
So,
You know.
Jesus, you're right.
It is what it is.
Anyways, we'll look forward then to the match week 8 coming up this weekend. We're going to start off with Luton at home to Tottenham. Now there's a few of us, so we're going to keep this quick. So I'm going to go Spurs win. Rob.
Spurs win, clean sheet, but it'll be just like Spurs to go and lose.
Oshi.
Spurs win, clean sheet.
Johnny.
Spurs.
Azza.
Yeah, Spurs win well. I think they win by a good few goals, to be honest.
All right,
So,
clean sweep for Spurs. Next up then, tough game for Chelsea. They're away at Turf Moor, so Burnley versus Chelsea. Draw game, I think. Rob.
2-0 Chelsea. We'll go.
You good, Collins?
I think draw as well.
Johnny?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. Azza.
yeah, I'd say Chelsea, to be honest. I think
Alright,
they're going to
so no
continue
one's-
off the back of their first game.
No one's going into Burnley confidence. All right.
Right.
Basement battle then. Everton are going to be at home to Bournemouth. I genuinely don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm going to say Bournemouth. I'm going to say Bournemouth in that game. I'm going to say Bournemouth and maybe Sean Dyche out the gap.
Yeah, Bournemouth win. Sean is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rob?
I think I'm torn between saying Bournemouth win or a fucking high scoring game, like 3-3 draw. Two bad teams slugging it out like.
Did you say Everton or home?
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean anything.
Which doesn't
I
mean
did- it
anything
doesn't-
really.
it
Yeah.
It
doesn't-
means
yeah.
nothing. What's Bournemouth's win?
If Luton can go,
Yeah, I think out of pure, on the basis of curiosity, I'll say Everton win. But I'm not confident in that whatsoever.
Bournemouth away. Bournemouth away aren't too bad. They're not fantastic, but they're not too bad.
Boom, draw.
As a
I'm going to go Everton at home. I think they'll sort it out.
That's fair. All right. And then Fulham at home to Sheffield United. I think probably Fulham take this pretty comfortably. They'll probably get a goal or two, but I don't think they'll concede.
Yeah, this is Tim Ream's big game now. I was a week off last time.
Tim Ream's going to be cursing you out, man.
Tim Ream,
Keep my name out your fucking mouth. It's going to be.
But yeah, surely clean sheet for Fulham anyways, and then maybe maybe 3 goals. I don't know. Sheffield.
Or Ollie
If
McBurney
Tim
hat-trick.
Ream scores this weekend,
Excellent.
Rob has to do an impression of him next week.
I think
I'll do it now.
I
am Tim Ream.
think Fulham win too. I think Castagna will get a goal.
All right.
Yeah,
Aaron.
Fulham as well.
Yeah, Fulham, yeah.
All right, then we're going to go with Old Trafford, Man United at home to Brentford. Brentford probably looking to bounce back. United I don't know what's going on with United, so I'm going to say... Do you know what, actually? I'm going to say United are going to scrape a win out of this. Sorry.
Yeah, I think a lowish 2-1 United.
We'll see.
I'll take a 1-0. Honestly, I take a 1-0 United.
That's where I think it'll go. Yeah, 1-0. Johnny?
United.
Yeah, United.
United.
As a
3-0.
Yeah, if United don't win, it's me and the toaster having a bath, to be honest. So hopefully they do.
I'd never bet on United, but by God.
And then the big one on Saturday, Crystal Palace at home to Nottingham Forest. Shy enough game, let's be honest. I'm probably going to say draw. Rob?
Draw or Palace. I don't see Forest having enough. Palace are surely too strong defensively, and they've had to back properly as well. So
I would say if it was. I don't think Palace will win. I think it could be draw or Forest, but
Will Edward be back for them? I know he's been sticking in the boat.
I'm not sure.
So if he's back,
yeah, Edward isn't.
If not, no. That's still a pass win, like fucking 2-1 or 1-0.
Yeah, fuck Palace. Forest win.
Salty boy. Johnny.
Draw.
All right. And Arrow Healy.
Yeah, Palace are good at home. I think they'll be alright, to be honest.
All right, fair enough.
I think we should all have to put a fiver on our predictions as an accumulator.
Definitely.
I forget mine already.
Yeah, me too.
Good thing you didn't be able to watch the episode.
Moving on to Sunday then. It's going to be an interesting game. Brighton at home to Liverpool. Up until probably 2 weeks ago, I probably would have said Brighton win this game rather easily, but Brighton have kind of just been halted a little bit. So both teams going to score. I don't know. Probably Liverpool win, I think.
Draw. High scoring draw.
Oisin.
I think Brighton. Will.
Johnny? Liverpool, yeah. Aaron?
Yeah, it could go either way with all the controversy, with all the fucking news. So I don't know.
Liverpool get
Brighton were shy against Villa, but they might just catch them on the bounce now and beat them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Brighton are out. They're both out on Thursday, aren't they? They're both Thursday.
Yeah.
They're both at home.
Liverpool's at home, Brighton are away, I think. So Liverpool, I think, will probably rest quite a few. Brighton, I think, have
to win now.
Play a pretty strong team, yeah. Next up, then, pretty good game. West Ham at home to Newcastle. Based on just Newcastle's recent form, I think they'll probably win that game, but I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, it's a fun one. I'd love to say West Ham, but I think Newcastle will have too much for them. I'll be pleasantly surprised though if it goes West Ham's way. Yeah,
I agree. I completely agree with Rob there. I would love West Ham to win, but I think Newcastle and the corner farm have too much for them.
I'm going to go West Ham. I think it's going to be a big come down after beating PSG tonight.
Big come down, okay. That's interesting. All right, Azza?
Big come.
I think Newcastle might just win like 1-0, maybe 2-1 or something like that, to be honest. After back beating Newcastle 1-0 or 2-1, something like that, low scoring game.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that as well, yeah. Then to the Molineux, Wolves at home to Aston Villa. I think Wolves obviously take a lot of confidence from the Man City game, but again, you look at Villa after scoring 6 against Brighton. They're in Europe tomorrow as well on Thursday, so depends. I think they're at home tomorrow, so they can probably field a bit of a weaker team, but I think probably Villa take this one, probably 2-1.
I'd like to think Villa would, but like Villa away are not the same as Villa at home. Yeah. And then if Diaby's actually injured, he's been a monster for them. Wolves at home are pretty decent. I'll go draw.
Oh.
I think the same. I think if Diaby and Boubacar Kamara is if they are both injured, then I can see Wolves playing for a draw, maybe a win. But it completely depends on those injuries. So I might say Wolves. Wolves win. Fuck it.
Johnny?
Draw.
Oh.
Two teams can have big wins, but I'd say draw.
And then Azza?
I think Villa might scrape it, to be honest.
Villa might scrape it. And then the last one of the weekend before the international break is going to be Arsenal at home to Manchester City. I think from the outside looking in, people are like, just based on form, maybe Arsenal would probably take this game. But I think Arsenal need to win this game. I think we need to win this game. I think we've struggled against City. You know, like Johnny said it, like last year, it came down to winning the title was against if we bet City or not. We got hammered both times. We need to fucking, we need to nut up and just, they're down a few players. We have brought in quite a few players. If Saka plays, if Partey can play, if Martinelli can get a few minutes, I think we will win. But we always just kind of seem to shit the bed. So I'm gonna say we lead for a while and then City get one back and maybe they go on to win it. But I'm gonna say draw.
Yeah, it's a weird one. It's like Big Brother, Little Brother vibes. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're still going to lose to that one fucking person. But if Rodri's going to be out, then it depends on Saka if he's playing. Even if he doesn't play well, the fact he's there is such a push for Arsenal.
Huge boost.
If Saka plays, then Arsenal win. If he doesn't, then I think draw. I don't think City will have enough to actually get the win in the Emirates.
I think you're playing City at a good time. because Haaland hasn't scored in the last few games now. Rodri being out.
Haaland hat-trick now. Fucking hell.
Just like him, yeah.
Yeah, it will be. But
McNeil and Haaland scoring hat-tricks this weekend.
But I
Arsenal
know.
did lose last night in Champions League. City won, so
that's
Arsenal's bubble has been burst a little bit, maybe.
I don't know, maybe, but
it's the wrong time for them to lose fucking legend.
Yeah, 3-1 that game.
True. I don't know. I think maybe someone. I'll say a draw, but if someone wins, I don't think it's going to be very much. I don't think it's going to be a hammer on either side.
I go City. I think City just seem to have their number. Seem to have Arsenal's number. Even in the cup last year, they bet them. Just kind of some teams just have each other's numbers. I think Pep has Arteta.
Yep.
Arsenal with 4-0 then.
I'm gonna agree with Johnny. You said City are in bad form to start when you were talking there, Dan, but they've only lost one game all season, so.
That's it too.
Well, I didn't mean in terms of results. I mean in terms of performance, they haven't been fantastic.
Yeah, I know, but you lost as well. Just yesterday is going to be a big factor. I think. I think City will go and.
Maybe
they lost against Newcastle as well. They lost twice in a row there, and then
maybe the loss to Lens for Arsenal might be a good thing that they actually have to look at a few things. There's not beating small teams huge amounts as well.
They lost Newcastle.
So
yeah, in the EFL Cup.
Oh, in the cup. Sorry, yes.
So maybe the loss could do Arsenal good, but
I just think
I'd like to see
Arsenal win
City, but City, because Arteta learned for Pep. Pep knows exactly what Arteta knows and more.
If Arteta plays Havertz,
I think
Zinchenko
needs to be rested. I think Tomiyasu needs to go on the left. I think Zinchenko has been, especially last night, he was non-existent. Lens went down that right-hand side so many times and he was caught out so much. He didn't get near the ball. He didn't make any tackles. Even didn't make any fouls. He was just that far off the pace. So I think he needs to be on the bench. I think Tomiyasu needs to start
crying.
They've been talking about Arteta turned around last week and was saying how well Tomiyasu's been playing, so he needs to play. Tomiyasu needs to play on the left, 100%. If we're to get anything out of that game,
couple of big calls, a couple of huge calls.
Like, don't be afraid to fucking rest Havertz. Right, so I think that's going to do it for tonight's episode of the Horny Football Podcast. Aaron, Rob, Oisín, and Johnny, thanks so much for all your input and shite talk. Let us know down in the comments if you agree with what we were saying. Let us know your predictions for this coming week in the Premier League. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.